The White House is far more than just a building. For over 2 centuries, it has stood at the center of American power, serving as both the official residence and workplace of the President of the United States. Located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., the mansion has been home to every U.S. president since John Adams moved in during 1800. Designed by Irish-born architect James Hoban in a neoclassical style, the structure was inspired in part by Leinster House in Dublin, Ireland. Construction officially began in 1792 and continued for nearly 8 years. The project relied heavily on the labor of enslaved and free African Americans, along with European immigrants who worked on the stone, woodwork, and interior details. Before the White House existed, President George Washington lived in temporary executive residences in New York and Philadelphia. Although Washington oversaw the early planning of the presidential mansion, he never had the chance to live there himself. Originally, the building was referred to as the President's House or the Presidential Mansion. The name White House became popular among the public in the early 19th century and eventually became its official title. During the War of 1812, British forces invaded Washington and set the mansion on fire in retaliation for American attacks in Canada. Much of the interior was destroyed, leaving only portions of the exterior walls standing. Reconstruction began shortly afterward, allowing the residence to reopen a few years later. As the United States expanded, the White House evolved alongside it. New additions, such as the north and south porticos, were built during the 1820s. By the late 19th century, the growing demands of the presidency made the mansion overcrowded. President Theodore Roosevelt later ordered the construction of the West Wing, separating executive offices from the family residence. Years later, President William Howard Taft introduced the first Oval Office. In the mid-20th century, decades of structural wear placed the mansion in serious danger. President Harry Truman temporarily moved out, while the entire interior was rebuilt between 1949 and 1951, preserving the historic exterior while modernizing the inside. Today, the White House complex includes the executive residence, the West Wing, and the East Wing. Inside are 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, multiple elevators, staircases, kitchens, and even a movie theater, bowling alley, tennis court, swimming pool, and jogging track. Protected by the United States Secret Service, the White House remains one of the most recognizable buildings in the world, a symbol of American leadership, history, and political power.